Welcome to TechWire, a conversation about policy, technology, and government in California. My name is Chrisina Gagnier, and today TechWire is broadcasting live from the Cloud Forum in Sacramento, California. I'm delighted to be joined right now by Gretchen Hernandez, Chief Information Officer for the Office of Systems Integration in California. Gretchen, thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So this morning, Secretary Ramos made some clear statements that the cloud is here to stay and will be part of the future of government in California. What does that mean to your agency?
It's significant. I think the partnership, I'm very excited about the opportunities that are coming to us through the work that both OTEC is looking at and our private sector partners. The challenges that we face are all, they're very similar in any department. The reduced resources that we have in place, the staff reductions, and how do we look at, from an IT perspective, the best way to continue to meet the needs of business. It's no longer doing more with less, it's less with less, but how do we get creative and more efficient in the things that we're doing from an operations perspective? And cloud I see as being a huge component of that.
And can you explain a little bit for our audience what it is that your office does?
So the Office of Systems Integration is a project management service provider for the Health and Human Services Agency. So a few of the projects that are in the portfolio currently are EBT, CWS, so with the child welfare system. These are obviously very, very large, complex systems that support the very critical at-risk folks within our community. So that, from an OSI perspective, are some of the projects that we have there. But in my dual role as the Deputy Agency Information Officer for Health and Human Services, we have 16 departments and offices that are all health-related. Very dynamic, diverse organizations with lots of challenges to meet the needs of the constituents.
And what are some of those challenges? I mean, healthcare poses a variety of issues. Some are security, some are implementation. So can you speak to some of those challenges?
Well, I think, again, it's how do we best provide the services to the constituents with the ever-changing legislation, the challenges that we have with the aging infrastructure that we have in place. Some of our systems are significantly outdated. So the challenges in implementing the changes that are required in a system that's not really flexible enough to do that, it becomes a significant challenge for the organizations.
And what do you see in the future for cloud use? I mean, particularly with healthcare, you also talked about child welfare services. How will the cloud transform how those services are delivered?
Well, I think that we'll be able to provide services and support to the business, whether it's infrastructure type support where we're doing regular business processing, or if it eventually I'd like to see it move out into the larger projects for the systems that are supporting the constituents. I think that we need to start small. There's still a lot of unknown around the cloud and concerns related to security, and obviously within a health organization we need to be mindful of the data and the constituents that we support. But looking at opportunities in the short term where we can start to adopt the philosophy of cloud computing with the staff reductions that we're faced with, how do we look at what business do we want to be in today? Is it truly infrastructure support, or should we be focused more on meeting the needs of business through application support? And I would say it's the latter. So looking for opportunities to outsource things into the cloud where it's a more cost-effective solution, easier to provision, so we can be providing services quicker at a lower cost. Large projects that we would have in play could potentially implement faster. How can we partner with each other to leverage solutions that we have in place? So I think there's tremendous opportunity for the cloud, short term and long term.
You've highlighted some of the opportunities and promises of public and private sector collaboration when it comes to the cloud. We have many audience members who might be grappling with whether or not they should just jump into the cloud, and some of them are very hesitant. So what is your advice for someone that is in a position as yours, maybe in another state or maybe at the local level, about jumping into cloud services?
I would say to start small, be mindful of the approach that's being taken, ensure that a lot of the things that we're hearing in the sessions today, especially in the noon session, is the planning that goes into it. What's the best fit in the short term versus long term and how you approach it? I would like to see that we're looking for opportunities initially to provide internal support to the organizations. If we can improve user adoption for cloud through things like document management systems and smaller in-office support that we provide, then I think we'll start to see the ball moving more. People will start to feel more comfortable with cloud as a concept. It's very similar, the conversations that I have where we moved from mainframe to mid-range. There was a lot of uncertainty and concern about it. So it was a slow adoption, and I'm seeing very similar patterns as it pertains to cloud.
Well, thank you for joining me today, Gretchen. It's great to get your unique perspective and take on what's happening with the cloud here in California.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And thank you to our TechWire audience for joining us once again in a conversation about policy, technology, and government in California.